Next question is from a young lady going to the United States. Let's answer her question. Hi, Charles. I signed up for summer work and travel with your agency. I love the class I had with you. You're so energetic and passionate. It's nice that we have someone here who cares about us. Oh, you're welcome. I have a couple questions. I haven't decided which location I want to go to. What are the benefits of the East Coast versus West Coast? I thought the job in Hollywood sounded amazing. What do you think? Where would you go on this program? Okay, she's going to summer work and travel. Summer work and travel allows Serbian university students and foreign university students the opportunity to go and live in the USA. Serbians can work from May 21st to October 1st, so my agency finds them jobs and housing in these locations and organizes everything at the embassy for them and everything. Anyway, you ask, you haven't decided which location you want to go to. What are the benefits of East Coast versus West Coast? First of all, East Coast of the United States, everything is congested. So the benefit of that, your round trip airfare ticket from Belgrade to the East Coast is going to be about $650 round trip. So it's cheaper to go to the West Coast, over to San Francisco, San Diego, Hollywood, we have jobs, and Yosemite National Park. Your ticket's going to be about $850. So it's going to be about $200 more to get over there. The other benefit of East Coast is on your travel month, even on a weekend, if you have 2 days off and you're on the East Coast in Boston, you can go to New York City, you can go to a lot of things in that little radius of Boston, because all these cities and states are packed together up there in the Northeast. Lots of sites, lots of sports, lots of music events, lots of nightlife in the East Coast. West Coast also, but if you take that job in Hollywood, Hollywood's way over on the other side. To go anywhere else, from Los Angeles to San Diego, it's a long way. From Los Angeles to Las Vegas, Nevada, it's a long way. From Hollywood to the Grand Canyon, it's going to take you a while because things are spread out over there, of course. It's very big, wide open. The states are very big on that side. The other thing, coming with housing, I'm the guy that helps you with housing. Housing on the East Coast, most of those places, if you come to the island in Nantucket that I live on, or the one next door, you're going to pay about $150 a week to $200 a week. Okay, depending on where you go and which housing option you live in. You go to the West Coast, it's very difficult there. Okay, because if you go to Hollywood, we sent students to Hollywood Boulevard last year, worked right on the Walk of Stars or whatever it's called, in an ice cream shop. Problem there, that is a very expensive place. I cannot let you guys pay more than like $170, $180, $200 a week because you can't afford that. So I've got to find you something cheap. So to find something cheap in a big city, you're going to go to the side of town that's not so nice. Hollywood is a suburb of Los Angeles, the second biggest city in the United States. So to find cheap housing, you got to go somewhere that's not very nice. One of the biggest problems on this program is housing, and that's why we're the only agency that helps you with it. I'm the guy that does it. These other agencies, they let you sign a job offer, and then you're on your own. You have to find it from Serbia, a place to stay in the USA. It's not easy. So that's the problem with Hollywood. I don't recommend Hollywood for you, young lady. I would tell you to visit Hollywood, yes, beautiful place. Go there on your travel month. You know, save up your money, go there, visit for 2 days, stay in a hostel, stay 2 days and visit it, and then get out of there. It's just my opinion. Same with San Francisco, San Diego. They're big, big, big cities, and in big, big, big cities, usually the housing is expensive in the nice locations where you're going to work. San Francisco, we have jobs right on San Francisco Bay. Beautiful place, but you cannot afford $5,000 a week to stay in San Francisco Bay. Unless you have 50 roommates, you can't not make it work. So you got to live on the south part, and it's not very nice, and I don't want to put you folks in those locations. So I highly recommend East Coast, because most of the jobs we have on the East Coast are in very safe places. Boston, I have really good jobs in Boston. It's a big city if you want big city, and I've got really safe, good housing options in Boston. And we got really good jobs in Boston. Other parts, Martha's Vineyard's absolute safe, very safe, and decent housing option. It's not decent, it's not very nice, but it's housing options that you can afford and you can still make good money. South Carolina, down in the further south, South Carolina, we have a lot of jobs in Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head, and housing there's about $100 a week, $110 a week, and you can still make good money there, okay? I recommend East Coast over West Coast any day. Then you ask, where would you go on this program? If I was you, a great places to go on this program that a lot of people, if you have good English ability and good personality and you can get a second job, Maine is a state that almost every student that's ever gone to the state of Maine has had a wonderful experience. The tourists that go there have money, they tip well, the housing's fairly decent and fairly cheap. It's the most northeast state up in the New England area. Excellent locations, and most students don't come in asking about it because they don't know about Maine. New Hampshire is also a great location. It's right next to Maine. One of the most beautiful states. Next to it is Vermont. Those are great states, tourism states, lots of nature, and you're close to the big cities. If you want to go to a big city of New York City, you're not far away. You're not far from Boston. So you've got all that right up there, and I think they're absolutely phenomenal locations. Nantucket, where I go in the summer, you can't beat it. Absolutely perfection. But it's very expensive for housing. But you can make a lot of money, meet a lot of famous people. I met so many famous people when I was there. Cape Cod, the part of Massachusetts that looks like the arm. You got Provincetown, that's the homosexual community up top. Very rich place, great jobs. Wellfleet, we have jobs. Orleans, Chatham, Hyannis, all over through here. There's lots of jobs, lots of rich people here. So you can make good money. There's lots of restaurants and things you can work at. It's great. So those are really good places, of course. Another place, Houston, Texas. We have good housing in Houston, Texas. Houston's the 4th biggest city in the USA. Lots of jobs in that. That's a city that never sleeps. It's huge. And I have decent housing in the middle of it. So I recommend it also because of the housing I have. Galveston, right along the beach down there in the Gulf of Mexico. Excellent place if you like the beach, and you're not far from Houston, Texas, a massive city. So it's great too. Traverse City, Michigan, way on the top of Michigan, way up there close to the Canadian border on Lake Michigan. There's a little resort up there that's got sandy beaches. It's got a town full of little bars and hostels. It's a great place for wealthy tourists to go visit. It's excellent. Lots of these places are really excellent, young lady. But if I was you, Alaska also, everybody loves Alaska. We send 300 students to Alaska every year and they love it. But it's so far away, in my opinion. I would stick to East Coast.